So I love designing jewelry. I think it is sort of like playing in a candy shop. Well, any designing, as far as I'm concerned, is sort of kid in a candy shop. And mind you, I love my candy, so this is really fun to me. You know, it's all about different elements and things. And jewelry is interesting because, you know, well, all of design is interesting because it's so endless. One thing leads to another, and, you know, you begin at a place, maybe something very simple. You might start with, you know, something so simple as, you know, a little design like this earring right here. And then, you know, what are we going to do from there? Add a little turquoise, or is it going to be, you know, should we do a jade instead? Or, you know, there are so many cool options and so many interesting stones. And, you know, should we make the gold really shiny? Should we make the gold really matte? Should we have the gold feel like it has had straw stuck to it so it feels very artful? You know, there are all those neat elements that allow your imagination to really soar. Even, you know, even for us, tiny details like, you know, what's attached to what and how does it move, and how, you know, how interesting and decorative are all the little parts. You know, that's one of the fun things about jewelry. It's, you know, each little part of it can be very, very intricate. I mean, this ring is one of my favorite pieces too. I always wanted to do a ring that was, you know, a scarab or a beetle or something like that. My grandmother used to have a pin like that, and it always fascinated me, and I have the pin now. And so we decided to do this gorgeous ring, and you know, black and the gold and, you know, the green, and it's just such a fabulous combination that's very, you know, to me, just those colors alone are inspiring. And then you turn it into a beetle, which is so fantasy and interesting, and there's history involved, and there's sort of this sexy intrigue to it. I love that. I also love that you don't automatically know what it is when you happen upon it. I think that's very interesting about design, is that, you know, it takes you a moment to actually, oh, that's so cool. You know, I love that. I love that in a house. I love that in food. I love that in when you're traveling, when, you know, that process of discovery is, you know, to me, part of what's interesting about designing and about traveling and about eating is that little, what's actually in this? What is that flavor? And it's the same thing with design. What is that really? You know, what is that little thing? You know, I just think that's so much fun. You know, this earring is another really cool example. I'm really inspired by, you know, Asian elements are so interesting to me. I just think there's such a fantastic history to draw from, and I think they're wonderful when you combine such interesting elements with such simple modern elements. I love that contrast too. And again, it always takes me back to when John and I designed our own home, having elements that were very modern and then, you know, combine them with something wonderful like an antique Chinese door. I love that high-low. I love that in everything, every aspect of life. Whether it's our garden that has, you know, old stone walls around it and then beautiful bright florals, or, you know, a wonderful dinner that you're making that you put an incredible, you know, intense smoked paprika in, and then you add a little bit of honey to it. So you've got, you know, these really interesting aspects, and that's, you know, jewelry design is a lot like that. I love also designing, you know, simple things, you know, like these little beautiful thin rings that you don't even realize you have on, to these chunkier, cool pieces that make you just kind of feel like if you don't want to wear any other jewelry, you can put on one of these great pieces, and, you know, it'll sort of, you know, maybe somebody else doesn't notice, but it kind of helps you own your outfit. I love that kind of stuff too. These earrings actually give me that same feeling too, you know, that, you know, they could really set the whole entire outfit off. Or, you know, you just, depending on how much color you're wearing and how much layering you've got going on, you may not even see them even as big as they are. So jewelry is always fascinating to me because of all the layers and everything. And I know that when you guys explore our jewelry collection, I think you'll find that there are very interesting little dips that will show you a little bit more about who we are as we design things.